The wait is over. You were waiting, right?
Oh, God. No. Please, no.
The end is nigh. Darwin and Cat are back.
Today, we're going to start with a topic that, well, is not a topic we're really good with, poop. Because poop is always funny. Farts too. But we really tried to not be the poop and fart show on the air. It just happened to us off the air in real life.
Yeah, we tried not to talk too much about poop. I'm actually very squeamish when it comes to the topic, but real life happened, and here we are.
And how did the poop come to us one day?
Well, our desks.
Every day.
Every day. Our desks were in a primo spot in the office. We were right by the bathrooms. So we heard everything that happened in there. And we also knew everyone's schedule. Like, oh, it's 1:30. So Linda from accounting is going to poop now.
And there were times the smell we'd have to leave our desks.
Always. We smelled everything. We heard everything. We knew when people were sick. We're like, ooh, she should see a doctor.
And we just make these comments to each other all the time. But I'm grossed out by bathrooms too. I'm like, bleh. And that's where they put us. So, and then just for a little setup, there was a giant cubicle farm. There was us, and we were along the edge of the wall where there was kind of not a hallway, but how would you describe that? Like just a walkway, a pathway?
It was just a walkway to the shitter. Yeah.
There was and if you were sitting at our desk and you turned around to look away from the office, on the left was the men's room, on the right was the women's room, and straight ahead there was the mystery door that went somewhere into the bowels of the building. Right?
Good choice of words, yes.
I didn't mean that, but it kind of works out. We were right there at the epicenter. So one day, one of the sales guys comes out of the door and he clutches the door frame and he just goes, oh my, oh God. And then he kind of shuffles away. And I know we looked at each other like, oh.
Like, oh God, I hope he's all right.
And then the next person comes out, he keeps looking back over their shoulder and then kind of looks at us and just kind of scurries away. And then we're starting to wonder, this keeps happening. We're like, what went wrong in there today?
Well, you had to go in and investigate.
Right, because when the third person comes out and looks at us and says, someone shit on the floor. And this turns into a revolving door of people going in and out of the men's room because apparently everybody needed to go look at what this was. Now, I wasn't ready to go. Yeah.
They all came out and said the same thing, and they would look straight at us. Someone shit on the floor. Like, what are we supposed to do about it? And I'm like, Darwin, you got to go. You got to go in.
Yeah, you're signing me up. And of course, I know it's the men's room. I have to. It's my job. Yeah. But I didn't want to, right? I didn't wake up that morning and go, yeah, I want to go see what this pile looks like.
You weren't a little bit curious?
I mean, a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I do. I go in and as soon as I open the door, there it is. Just
Brown gate.
It's just one little, like, Tootsie Roll.
Oh,
right there.
See, that's a part of the story I didn't actually know. It was just one. It was just a little doop.
Yeah. It was just a little doodle.
Slip. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a doodle.
Just a little one. Yeah, but this is like a scandal in the office. And then now after everyone's coming in and out, then they start coming out of the bathroom. Like people went back for a second look and then they look at us and they're like, who did it?
Trust but verify. They wanted to make sure they knew what they were seeing.
I guess so. But I didn't need a second look. I saw it.
So are we pretty sure it was human because it was really small? And could it have been like a chihuahua on the loose?
There were chihuahuas running around. True.
Yes.
True.
Yeah. There was.
No, it was not. It was a person. It was definitely human. It was little, but not that little. So,
well, how do we know it was a person? I mean, did anybody dust for prints?
We did figure it out later, but yeah, how would we know? Remember, everyone asked you and me. We're like Darwin
and Cat, who shit on the floor?
I don't know. Why was it our job to know?
Well, probably just proximity.
I guess, but I mean, is there a certain sound when somebody? Do you hear like bloop? And then someone swears, like, how do you know, right? Doop. Just a tiny little one, right?
Just one.
So somehow we're the vanguards of all things bathroom. I don't know.
So how refresh my memory? What happened next?
We're sitting there and remember the one sales guy, I don't want to say his name, but he was like 91 years old.
Oh, sure.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll talk about him more later because he had all the sex shops as clients that were on us. Okay. You know who I mean.
Absolutely.
And he came creeping along the wall by all those inspirational posters, like Believe.
Hanging there till Friday, baby.
All of them. And he's looking around suspiciously. And I kind of see him out of the corner of my eye and he had something in his hand.
Uh-oh.
And I'm looking.
And it wasn't a pooper scooper.
It was not. Although that probably would have been a better option what he had. It was the newsletter for B95, the minivan mom music station. Do you remember the newsletter they used to have? It was like the Sunshine Update or something.
Yes.
And
All
then
the happy news.
It was like positivity vomit on a newsletter. The safe listening zone.
Well, what a better shit blanket than that.
Well, yeah. He comes out and doesn't have the newsletter. So yeah, immediately we're like, oh my God, he covered it up. He must have, right?
There's finally a purpose for the newsletter.
Yeah, I think you made that joke too. And the B95 morning show's sitting right with us. You know, we're crapping all over their show. I'm sorry, that was a pun and I did not mean that either. You send me in again. You're like, Darwin.
Go. You're the guy. Go see. So I opened the door and there it was. Covered up. The poop had been covered up with the B95 newsletter. What did it say on top? New strategies for kids' lunches.
On the go.
And Barry Manilow.
Live in concert. So we knew who our culprit was. Because, I mean, why else would you go hide a poop that wasn't yours?
Oh, the shame.
Right.
I mean.
And of course.
I'm just trying to like reconstruct the crime. So he leaves the stall because, you know, he was probably in the stall. And then he's walking out and then.
Well, how does it just. I mean, my theory was like, it was like stuck, right?
Oh God. Oh dear. Oh God.
No. I mean, like,
squeamish.
Like he stood up to wipe or something. I don't know. He lifted a cheek and it just kind of rolled out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, he knew it was his. He came back to, I mean, I think it was his.
Well, oftentimes a murderer will return to the scene of the crime the next day. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we know who did it.
I can't think. I wouldn't cover. Would you cover someone else's poop?
No. I would just run out of there and never come back. No, I wouldn't think to bury the body.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to get caught up in that crime scene.
We would just blame someone else.
Of course.
Hey, but then we knew who did it. So now when people started asking, because then the conversations changed, because all the sightseers came and there was a newsletter over.
Oh, the looky-loos.
Somebody covered it up. Darwin and Cat. Do you know who covered it up?
Hey, has anyone seen my newsletter?
What the most
you don't want it back.
Thing,
you don't want it back.
The most belittling thing he could have done to that station was what he did. And so, of course, did we totally narc on him? I mean, we were totally snitched when people were like, "Who covered it up?" Or we're like, "Him."
That guy over there.
Yeah. And we did. We gave it away because like it was just like, but that was the weirdest day. So I know I've never worked somewhere where I was sitting so close to the bathroom.
No, that was a glorious symphony.
It was one more of the beautiful extras they gave us to show us how much they appreciated us.
And they say radio doesn't have any perks.
Darwin and Cat are back.
Oh, God. No. Please, no.
Dear God, help us all. Darwin and Cat.
Needless to say, despite the fact they had a cleaning crew occasionally, the bathrooms there were positively medieval. Except for one.
There was the fancy bathroom. Do you remember that? We were told that was off limits. That was like the gated community of bathrooms, and we did not have the code to get in.
Nope. It was the owner's personal and private bathroom. And he owned multiple radio stations, but corporate was based with us too. But somebody did have the code. One of our coworkers could get in there. Kelly.
She knew the secret.
She knew how to go in there. And I don't blame her. Like you had said, the women's room was like, I mean, I know someone shit on the floor in the men's room, but you said the women's room was usually worse. The women's room
was absolute Armageddon. It was horrific. I don't know what was going on with these ladies, but it was an absolute catastrophe in there. But I was, even so, I was never brave enough to go near the executive bathroom. So good for you, Kelly. That was pretty brave.
Yeah, she never got caught. 5 a.m. Owner's not around. Why not? Right. And then sometimes the door would be like, did we just I think we looked in it once. The door was open. Right.
The door opens and all the sunshine comes out. Oh, the angels are singing and it's pristine and smells like Clorox and lavender.
But one morning, Kelly comes out of the executive because he had a little kitchenette off. Mm-hmm. It was like the executive bathroom and a kitchenette. And then there was the conference room and then his office.
Right.
Remember that corner conference room? Mm-hmm. And she came from that direction and she was like, oh no. And she was
so freaked out.
And we're like, what's wrong? And she's like, nothing. Don't worry about it. Nothing.
Kelly, what happened? Are you all right?
I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to No, yes, everything's fine. Just go do your show. No. We're totally nosy. We wanted to know. What did she do? What went wrong in the owner's bathroom?
Kelly, we're not doing our show until you tell us what happened.
And then she did. She's like, I just don't know what to do. I lost my phone.
Oh, well, do you want me to call it? Do you want me to help you look for it? Where did you last see it?
And then she looked at us and she's like, no, I lost it down the toilet.
You dropped your phone in the toilet? Not only dropped her phone in the toilet, it got flushed down the toilet.
Yeah. She was flushing the toilet and somehow dropped her phone in it and away it went.
Isn't that a horrible moment when you just see it going down and you think, wait, am I going to jam my arm down there? She just let it go.
I would have not reached into gravity either. I mean,
there's a point in your life where you don't reach in a toilet for anything.
She was thinking maybe it got caught in the trap. Maybe it didn't get away too far.
Right.
She
Is
wasn't
there
sure
some
what
sort
to
of
do.
U-bend we can investigate?
And by the way, it was you had one of these phones. Like, what was the really fancy phone everybody wanted?
Oh,
that
the big deal
Motorola
phone at the time was like a pink Razor flip phone. And it was definitely too nice to get trapped down a toilet.
So you might have reached in for it.
Well, it was pink.
And did you had one, didn't you?
Yeah, I did have that phone at the time. Yeah.
And I remember it was a big deal. Like everybody was excited about it. So she's trying to figure out what to do. And how do you low key call a plumber to come take care of a problem where you work at a bathroom you're not supposed to be in?
Oh, yeah. That's kind of a pickle.
But somehow she knew a plumber. So she called him thinking, he'll unscrew the toilet and maybe get her phone back.
Well, radio folk are pretty hooked up. We just have a lot of connections.
Yeah, the important ones like plumbers,
yes.
Which you never know when you need one. But I guess my thing was, I just didn't understand. I didn't know much about toilets then. I thought if you flushed it away, it went. But she was convinced it was still going to be there somewhere. Like
so
she was
you
going to
thought
find
it just like went out into the ocean with all the happy fish and the coral?
Yeah. Out of sight, out of mind, right? Just
it's
gone.
with the other phones and they're happy and they're living their best lives.
They're very thrilled about this, right? But she was convinced it was in there somewhere. She gets this plumber and she's sneaking him in and not really sneaking him in, but I mean, it's kind of like,
come on in, tiptoe, and don't let them see your plunger. Just kind of blend.
And I mean, he kind of fit in because we all kind of were dressed similarly.
It was not a formal place, yeah.
No. And the owner was away on a trip. So she thought, whatever time he needs, so we'll get the phone back. But who showed up to work unexpectedly? The boss.
Oh, right. Oh, God. Mom and dad are home early from vacation. Party is ruined.
So she needs us to all take turns distracting him. And his secretary's in on it, which is even funnier. I remember his personal secretary was totally trying to help distract him.
Yeah, she was down.
So it's this caper. We got to get the phone back. And then
this is the worst Scooby-Doo episode I've ever heard.
Including the part, I think you were asked to go in and ask for a raise randomly, weren't you? Or something? I don't know. Something impossible.
Absolutely.
But that was a short conversation. Really short. The answer was, no.
We don't do that here.
That's not exist. No, leave, away. But I remember everyone was trying to distract him. And then the guy that did the talk radio station too, he was in on it. He's in trying to distract the owner.
Everybody was pulling out their best bits. Oh, you know how to juggle? Start doing that now. You can spin plates? Do that.
We were on it. We had her back.
I was doing a soft shoe. Anything to distract this situation.
But you know who did not have her back?
Who?
Her own co-host.
Oh. You gotta look out for those co-hosts.
Yeah, they're trouble. So you remember what he was doing? Do you remember what he was doing to torment her?
No.
He kept picking up the phone at his desk, the landline. And he remember he kept calling it.
And you could hear it ringing in the wall.
Yep. And it'd be like, and it was just in the wall. And you knew, and she comes out and yells at him, stop it. That's not funny.
God damn it. Stop it. Stop calling my phone. We know it's in there.
Then we asked for her number because we wanted to call and make it.
Kelly, I just want to give you a ring. Do you mind? Can we chat now? She didn't want to talk.
No, she wasn't. And it was down there. I mean, it was in the wall.
It was really deep down. It was like Chilean miners, like deep down. We know they're alive. Thank God. We're sending people. We're sending help. Drop some food down there. We're going to get you.
And that plumber, he was good.
Yeah.
He retrieved it.
He found it.
I guess the thing is, like, when it goes down, it must have gotten wet, but it wasn't just sitting in water. So all the water and whatever she did washed itself away and the phone just kind of stopped where it was. And
would you ever use a phone again that had been down a toilet pipe?
No, I would have not called the plumber to get it back, first of all. Right?
I want it that badly.
And I didn't understand why she wanted it back. Maybe she was going to take it to the cell phone store and, exchange it.
Yeah, is that covered under the warranty? Fell down a toilet?
Maybe. I don't know. Those plans are weird. You pay all that money in case something happens to your phone.
Were we all late on the air that day because we were involved in a caper?
We were all kind of, it was toward like, by the time the plumber got there, we were getting done with the show. And so we were all in and out of the studios. Yeah.
Right.
So
right. Once it was the 9 o'clock hour, we were all the main bits were over. We tended to just throw on some songs, some longer ones.
Yeah. So we played along, but it was a saga. So she gets her phone back. And I guess I forgot about the phone for a few hours, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, we were laughing all day about Chuck kept calling it when it was in the wall and stop it. It's not funny. They really needle each other. And we got back from lunch and I look over and she's on the phone.
Oh, gross. Oh, no. Oh, no. I hope she had like a handy wipe. Oh, dear.
No, she had it right up to her face.
She's just talking into that thing?
She said she was on the toilet phone. Yes.
She's like, you know what? I read the B95 newsletter. This is nothing.
But she didn't. And I said to her, I was like, what are you doing? You know, at first I asked her, no, at first I said, oh, you got a new phone already. She said, no. This is no. And I'm like, what are you doing? You know, she's like, what? She did. She wiped it with a Clorox wipe and thought that was good.
Said, heck, I'm calling Browntown. I don't care.
No more of that. I would have given up at that point, right? There's no phone call that needs to be made at that point ever again.
Done.
I mean, but the thing is, if we had used that bathroom, if it was you or me, this would have happened to us.
And would that have been a fireable offense for the Crazy Rock morning show?
I think for us, it would have been because we were, I mean, I think he didn't know, even the owner, he thought we were on the smooth jazz station or something, didn't he?
Oh, that's right. He had no idea what station that they brought in. He didn't even know they brought in a rock station.
Or he did, and he didn't want to acknowledge it. And it was just a joke he made like, oh, you're on the smooth jazz, right?
He looked pretty shocked because when we introduced ourselves to the office, I said, hi, we're Darwin and Cat, and we're on the Satan Rock station.
Before you knew that, he goes and brings the Little Sisters of the Poor in randomly, hang out with the nuns.
I thought it was okay to call our playlist Satan Rock. Well,
yeah, that was our format. We were almost the Beaver. So, I mean, you know, they were going to go with that because it's the state animal. But, you know, I don't know if we would have gotten fired. Now that I say it out loud, I think about he really liked us because we were really nice people and he didn't know what to make of us, right? The tattoo.
And he didn't have to pay us a lot. And we were amusing. True. We were kind of his pets.
We were, you know, like, over time.
Hey, dog food doesn't cost very much and I like having him around.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it. We just kind of, and I don't think he really fully understood us, but he liked that he didn't understand us in a way. So maybe we could have, you know, maybe we should have just asked for the code, right?
That would be far too simple for us.
I know. Now, one last thing on this. Do you think she learned her lesson?
No, I don't. No, I don't think so. Most people would. I don't think so.
She would leave her phone at her desk, but she would still use that bathroom because the ladies' room was still, well, conditions had not improved.
She knew better.
Take a little sunshine, add a touch of rainbows, stir in a happy sound, that's how our day goes.
Darwin and Cat. Aw, look, they're all grown up. They have mortgages now and back pain.
Another instance where things turned to poop and farts, not our fault, was courtesy of our sales department. One of our salespeople came up with yet another bright idea, and this one was for a Halloween promotion, bobbing for apples out of a toilet.
And we had to find that toilet, and we had to find a clean virgin toilet.
That's what they called it, a virgin toilet. Somehow this was our job. But we couldn't go to the store and buy one.
No, but we heard a rumor that there was a virgin toilet up on a mountain where our transmitter site is. And I wanted to find it at all costs. I wanted to set out with a treasure map and a compass. We were going to find this toilet.
I had never seen you so excited to go on a caper before. You were really into this. You were like, we are going to find that toilet. But pump the brakes. The question we never asked ourselves was, why is there a rumor there's a virgin toilet at the transmitter site?
Oh, yeah, I guess I never really thought about that.
No, we didn't.
Why is there this lonely toilet up there?
We just accepted that this was a thing, right? Why would it be there? Why?
I don't know, but we're going on a vision quest to find it.
So we decided to, when we piled in the station vehicle and we drove up, and it was where basically it was at the Fly 92 transmitter site, and it was built, WFLY was classical in the 1940s, believe it or not, when it was on the air. It was one of the first FMs in the market. And
before it was a gigantic top 40 hit station.
Yeah, it's funny how stations evolve and change over time. And so the law at that point when it was built is you had to have an engineer there 24 hours a day. And the building was pretty big. It was a very Art Deco building from the 40s. And it had the first floor was the transmitter and the generator. And the second floor was originally living quarters. So a bunk room and a kitchen. And I'm describing the building to you because as a nerd, I was really excited to go see the transmitter.
And was there
cool.
always one insane, creepy monster who lived up there through blizzards and through the hottest summers just to keep us on the air?
Yeah, I mean, that was basically the law when that station signed on. That went away, I think, by the 1970s. They had relaxed that law.
Yeah, but I don't think the guy ever moved out.
You were convinced somebody was there the whole time we were there.
Always.
You were really convinced about it. I mean, it was creepy in there. When we opened the door and there's all these glowing meters from their big transmitter, because ours for the Edge for ZMR was on a different tower right next to it. So we didn't have the key for our own.
Right.
But They said the toilet was at Flight 92. All right. I feel like someone played a prank on us. I really do. Now that I think about it.
I feel like whoever I was convinced was living there was not using the toilet. And that is a whole other topic.
Yeah. Because you were like, this is great. Who lives here? Nobody lives here. You're like, wink, wink.
Yeah. What about these gigantic footprints? There's some Yeti who can work the meters.
Maybe there was. Maybe it was invisible to me. I don't know. So yeah, I check out the transmitter like a nerd because I'm like, this is so cool. Then I'm telling you what all the meters do, and you had zero interest at all. Like, okay, Darwin. Okay.
Cool story, bro.
Oh my God, this is the generator. Look at this thing. This thing can power that. And you're like, where's the toilet?
Yeah, I know. Keep focused. Keep to the mission.
You're like, snap, 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 shiny object. So we go up the stairs to the former living quarters, and there's still like an old, stove that's clearly rusted. And it looks like an electronics graveyard.
Yeah, it's like a natural history museum of creepy nerds up there.
And of course, what do? I want to go look at all this old equipment, right?
Of course.
What does this do? Wow, you have again, at this point, you're just not interested at all.
If you turn this dial, you can broadcast all the way to Mexico.
I mean, basically, that's essentially what I was doing. I was like, why would they put this here? This is expensive.
And I'm like, Darwin, we are here to find a toilet. Focus.
Okay. I wonder if it's under this equipment. So then we had to start moving around the equipment because now we didn't know, was the Virgin toilet in a box or just out in the open?
Right. And I was not in the right shoes to go toilet hunting, but
yeah, I was
on a mission. It's okay.
And I was picking up equipment. It was really dusty and talking about every piece. You could have killed me on that mountaintop and left me with the Yeti. You really could have.
I'm far too nice a co-host, but yeah, it's possible. I could
tell you were getting annoyed, but the view was amazing from the window. Remember the window that looked out?
It was beautiful up there, and I'm just playing down my nerd part. I thought that was actually really fascinating, but I was just, we had a mission to fulfill.
And we weren't doing very well because I didn't see a toilet just out in the open.
Nope.
And then I opened the bathroom, and there was probably the most old, disgusting, I don't even know how to describe that toilet, but if they knew it was there, they probably would have put it in the ladies' room just to class up the place.
And I think as we're looking for the toilet, I think we're ignoring the elephant in the room. And that is, why were we doing a promotion where our listeners had to bob in a toilet?
We didn't even think, we just said, okay.
I mean, we were just like good little doobies. We'll go find the toilet.
They told us to go find the toilet. I mean, why didn't they just go to like Home Depot and offer trade? Right? We'll advertise and give us a toilet.
That would be far too easy when you can send us up a mountain.
I mean, and how much does the toilet cost? I mean, do they really cost that much?
More than radio wants to spend.
Right. Well, $10, $20. I don't know. How much does a toilet cost?
Well, I think it depends. I mean, maybe you can just get like one of those little bowls for grandma, that aren't very expensive. And then you can get a complete like Japanese toilet that like sprays water and it's really warm on your butt. That would be more expensive. That would have been a little too much for the bit.
I feel like a toilet is something you just take for granted until it breaks, right?
Right.
So nobody knows how much they cost until they really need one.
No, it's just magic and it's there for you. And then the day it doesn't work, you can't find it. It's sad.
Mine came with the house. We built a new house. The toilets all came with it. I didn't look at a breakout. You know what I mean?
I would think most houses come with toilets. God bless America.
Okay, I just stated the obvious. You're right. But I mean, I didn't look at the breakout. The $100 or the $800. I know you said there's a layer of fancy, but what's the average, right?
I don't even know what the average is. I know that when I was looking for a house last year, I looked at one and it was built in the early 70s and the toilet was covered with carpet. The whole thing.
Oh,
it was a carpet
one of those.
toilet. Oh, it was horrifying.
Those are
So back in the day, that might have been pricey, but a nice new virgin modern toilet probably wouldn't cost that much.
Needless to say, there was no toilet.
Couldn't find it.
No sign of it.
It was a rumor. Where is it?
Why was it a rumor?
This treasure was promised to us and we cannot find it.
Your treasure map was a hoax. Yeah.
Garbage. It was absolute trash.
I mean, I started to get annoyed when we couldn't find the toilet, but I was excited to be at the transmitter site. So it was kind of fun until it wasn't. Because then we're starting to get paranoid. Why did they send us here? Why did they want us out of the office? Are they cleaning out our desks right now? Like, are we?
Hey, why doesn't the door open? Oh no, we're trapped. It was their plan the whole time for New Morning Show.
They're just going to trap us up there and let us starve to death.
Let them die on a mountain and have to eat each other.
Nobody ever saw us again, right? We went to find a toilet and never came back.
Yeah, whatever happened to those guys? Huh.
That's a whole new version of the dad left to go get milk and never came back story. That's for sure.
Yeah.
How to Kill Your Morning Show.
That's like the movie Alive without the airplane.
But we did survive and we're starting to drive down the mountain. And I think you did suggest maybe we go to like a pharmacy to get one of those old lady toilets, you know, like the commode
go to
thing.
a pharmacy, go to like a home care kind of place.
And I was just kind of grumbling at you because I was really mad we didn't find the virgin toilet. It was our whole day.
No, it was better than being back in the office by the bathrooms, though. So it wasn't that bad.
But even then, we were still seeking a toilet. We were out looking for a toilet.
And this bit was coming right up. Like, we didn't have a lot of time to really craft and nuance our toilet bobbing bit.
And didn't they wanted it like outside some concert, like Godsmack or something? Like, I don't know. They wanted us to set this up, and I forget who it was. It was one of the bands we played. Come see Godsmack, Bob for Apples in a toilet. Like, what were we doing with our lives? And I really hate Halloween. So it really was aggravating me that I wasn't participating in this. You're shaking your head at me. You're judging.
Okay, no, I've heard you say this for years, but I've never really like questioned you about it. And I think this is the perfect opportunity. I mean, I want to understand your Halloween hatred. I mean, like when you were a kid, didn't you want to be like Batman or like a tiny Hulk Hogan?
No, not even.
You didn't want to celebrate Halloween? When
I was a kid, I hated kids, like children.
Oh.
And I feel like Halloween is this whole children out of control, running through the yard, screaming, begging, annoying. Ugh.
Okay, so first of all, I think you don't understand Halloween because the kids don't run through the yard. You're supposed to like walk up to the front door.
Right, but they run through my yard. I don't like it. Am I that old man? Get off my lawn.
I think you started being that man in the 5th grade.
Yeah, I did. They'll knock on the door. They're like, chick-a-chee, and it's like, and their mother like, aren't they cute? No, they're not.
Oh, look at the little Buzz Lightyear. That wasn't you?
Slam the door.
Hit the bricks. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to hide in my house with all the lights off and hide from Halloween. Like, and I would just hide. I wouldn't even watch TV because they see one flicker of light and they're all there swarming, begging. And I don't know. Like teenagers are fine. I teach high school. They're okay. They're almost people. But children, I just can't.
And I'm the opposite because for Halloween, I start getting really excited around August 25th.
You do.
Start busting out all my black clothes. Oh, that's what I wear all the time. But yeah.
But you were all about Halloween. You loved it. You'd be all excited about it. And I'd just be like, I'm just going to grunt about it, which was my general disposition in the morning anyhow. But
yeah, who could tell the difference? Halloween or just 4 a.m.?
Yeah. But so the fact that they had this promotion and they wanted us to go and they wanted people to dress up in costumes and bob for apples in a toilet just had me really irritated.
That just rubbed you the wrong way.
All the way. I'm still mad about it. Do you hear my voice? I'm getting agitated.
Your face is turning a little red right now.
Yeah. I mean, people come on in some of the costumes. I'm like, why are you dressing like that?
What's wrong with you, little Timmy? Don't you want to be a grouchy old man? Yeah, maybe next year. No, it's not a costume. It's a way of life.
It's just on a thing. I don't know. And once in a while I meet somebody who hates Halloween and I'm just like, you are my spirit animal. You. No. I will say, like, I read when I was a book I loved growing up was the Ray Bradbury, The Halloween Tree. I thought that was cool. Like, that was a cool story, but I don't know.
Did you tell people that after you like went ding dong, trick or treat?
No, I just didn't answer the door. Wow. No way. But now that I think about it, this story could come full circle.
Oh, yeah?
I should go find a virgin toilet. I should set it up outside of my door and I should fill it with candy that they get a bob for.
All right. So here's the question. Are you going to fill it with the good candy, you know, your Snickers bars or M&Ms, or are you going to be that house that has Jesus pamphlets, pennies, and dental floss? Because that house is always getting egged.
I'll put them in the Snickers wrapper so they don't know till they get home later.
You are evil.
Thank you. That's good. You know, and I'm looking up how much I got an answer. So I'm not doing this plan. I just canceled it because I see how much a virgin toilet cost.
How much?
On average, $350.
Oh my God. No wonder they wanted us to go find one.
Right? I mean, adjusted for inflation, that's probably a lot more, but still, wow. But we never talked about what were we going to do if we found it? Like, how were we going to carry that? Those things I would assume are heavy, right?
Yeah, I guess a good one's like a porcelain bowl.
Yeah. I mean, aren't they all porcelain? Right? Is there a plastic toilet out there?
I don't know. Maybe there's a gold toilet somewhere in like Michael Jackson's house. Yeah,
I'm realizing they're really expensive. And what were they expected us to carry this thing like down a mountain? Mm-hmm. No. So I guess my plans for Halloween this year just fell through. So I guess I'm not celebrating it again.
Yeah, well, happy Halloween though.
Thank you. No, wait, no, none of that. What did you do for a kid with Halloween? It was your thing?
Oh my God. It's totally my thing. It's just the time of year where I get to dress up and wear even more glitter. Because I wear glitter on my face every day. There's an appropriate amount of work glitter. But on Halloween, it's just, I just look like I fell face first in Elton John's trailer in 1975, like in a big pile of glitter and cocaine. That's just what I look like. And I just dress up like a cat every year. And I blend in a little better with society.
You used to hate glitter, by the way. I remember one time you found it on the table and referred to it as ore dust.
So getting back to the bit, to wrap up the bit, did we have our listeners bob for apples in a toilet in front of a Godsmack concert?
I don't remember. I feel like we got one of those commodes that you suggested, but we didn't go to the thing. Like it wasn't. I feel like we weren't there, but it happened.
So I remember how this wrapped up. We ended up going to a home care place, and we concocted this story about our Aunt Yolanda, who's having a little trouble on the can. And we told this whole story, and she didn't believe us. She acted like we were really up to something, but she sold us the little bowl and we brought it back to the station. And you're right. We didn't end up going to the event. We had interns present a toilet to our listeners because that's how much we care.
Present a toilet. That is so eloquently worded. And now that you mention it, yeah, like toilet. We went because we wanted her to give it to us. That's right.
Well,
That's right.
We were really trying to play it up though. We're like, and like she's having so much trouble, and now it's awful. You know, now that we're older and we have relatives and aging parents and all that stuff. But back then, we just thought Aunt Yolanda having trouble on the can was hilarious.
and I remember they were cheap too. I feel like you can buy one at Target for like $25 now.
Yeah, we didn't end up getting the fancy bowl, but we're like, you know what? Maybe the station will like reimburse us for this cost.
Yeah, I'll be dressed up for Halloween and trick-or-treating before that'll happen.
I think they charged us for working there. They definitely weren't going to pay any expenses.
They probably charged a storage fee for the commode we brought back. I wonder whatever happened to it. I wonder if it's still sitting there like in the garage, you know, where all the promotion stuff was.
You know, they flip formats, but maybe there's a tiny little like shrine to us in the corner of the studio, the Darwin and Cat Memorial Toilet.
Wait, what a way to be remembered.
Next time on Darwin and Cat.
You really were amazed by the side hustles that happened in the office.
That's the thing. Everybody in the office, everyone had a side hustle. The one that blew my mind was the sex toy side hustle. I I'm not a prude, but I don't want to buy a triple donger next to Ruth from accounting.